History remembers names, but often not the truth behind them. Some figures are remembered for deeds they never truly did. Others are forgotten entirely. And then there are those whose very lives are transformed into symbols, their true identity erased until the man disappears, leaving only the myth behind. This is the story of Guy Fawkes, the man who plotted to shake the foundations of an empire, whose failure made him infamous, and whose true self was swallowed by propaganda. He became a mask, a myth, a warning. And in the end, Guy Fawkes erased himself from history. Guy Fawkes was born in 1570 in York, England. But to understand him, you must understand his time. England was a land divided by religion. Protestants ruled the crown, and Catholics lived under suspicion, persecution, and harsh laws. Fawkes grew up Catholic in a world where his faith was not just unfashionable, but dangerous. By the time he was a young man, he had already seen friends and neighbors fined, punished, even executed for practicing the old religion. So he left. He abandoned England, the land of his birth, and crossed into Europe, seeking purpose in foreign wars. In Spain, he became a soldier, fighting for Catholic kings against Protestant enemies. He earned a reputation as brave, skilled, even ruthless, but he was also a wanderer without a homeland, a man who no longer belonged anywhere. By the early 1600s, a new king ruled England, James I. Many Catholics hoped James would ease their suffering, but those hopes quickly collapsed. Laws remained harsh, persecution continued, and bitterness grew. It was then that a group of Catholic rebels hatched a desperate plan. Their leader, Robert Catesby, believed only one act could change England forever. They would blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament. The king, his government, and the Protestant elite would be wiped out in a single thunderous explosion. And for this mission, they needed someone with skill, courage, and nothing left to lose. They turned to Guy Fawkes. The plan was audacious, perhaps insane. Over months, the conspirators smuggled 36 barrels of gunpowder into a cellar beneath Parliament, enough to level the building, kill the king, and ignite rebellion. Fawkes was the man chosen to light the fuse. It would be his hand that unleashed fire and fury on England. To ensure success, he adopted a false name, John Johnson. Even as he prepared for one of the boldest acts of treason in history, he erased his identity, becoming a shadow behind a mask. But fate, or betrayal, intervened. A letter, warning a Catholic noble to stay away from Parliament, fell into the hands of the authorities. On the night of November 4th, 1605, guards searched the cellar and found Fawkes, waiting in the dark with matches and gunpowder. Captured, Fawkes refused to betray his companions. For days he gave false names, misled his interrogators, and withstood their rage. But King James demanded answers, and under English law, answers could be forced. Torture was authorized. Fawkes was stretched on the rack until his body nearly broke. At first, he resisted, but no man can withstand endless agony. Finally, he signed a confession, a broken scrawl that barely resembled handwriting. His name, once bold, was reduced to a trembling line of ink. In that moment, the man began to vanish. The trial of the gunpowder plotters was no trial at all. It was theater, designed to terrify. The conspirators were paraded as monsters, their motives painted as pure evil. Guy Fawkes became the central villain, the face of treason. Yet in truth, He had not planned the plot. He was not its leader. He was merely the man chosen to strike the match. But propaganda needed a symbol, and so Fawkes's image was burned into England's memory. On January 31st, 1606, he and the others were executed in the most brutal way, hanged, drawn, and quartered. Fawkes, defiant to the end, leapt from the gallows to break his own neck, denying the executioner his final cruelty. In that moment, the man was gone. But the myth had only just begun. After his death, the English state began its work of erasure. Guy Fawkes's name became synonymous with treason. His true story, the soldier, the wanderer, the man of faith, was buried beneath caricature. Each year, November 5th became Guy Fawkes Night. Effigies of Fawkes were burned in bonfires. Children lit fireworks and shouted, "Remember, remember, the 5th of November." The real man was forgotten. What remained was a villainous mask, a warning to others who dared to rebel. Ironically, in becoming a symbol of treachery, Fawkes had erased himself. The person vanished. Only the propaganda survived. Centuries later, the mask of Guy Fawkes returned in strange new forms. In the 20th century, comic books and films reimagined him not as a villain, but as a rebel, a freedom fighter against tyranny. The anonymous mask, pale face, sharp smile, mustache and goatee became a global symbol of resistance, from street protests to online movements. But even here, the real Guy Fawkes is absent. His story has been twisted, remade, and rebranded until the man himself is unrecognizable. Was he a patriot, a fanatic, a terrorist, a hero? We cannot truly know, because in life and in death, Guy Fawkes erased himself from history. Guy Fawkes wanted to destroy a kingdom, to strike a blow that would echo for centuries. In a way, he succeeded. His name is remembered around the world. His mask is worn by millions who never study his life. And yet, the man himself is gone. The soldier who left England, the wanderer who fought in Spain, the conspirator who stood watch with a lantern in the dark. He has been erased, buried beneath centuries of myth. Perhaps that is the ultimate tragedy. Guy Fawkes did not just fail in his mission. He failed in leaving behind the truth of who he was. He became a mask, a warning, a story told by others. The man himself was erased. If this story moved you, if you believe forgotten voices deserve to be remembered, then don't let this voice fade again. Subscribe to this channel for more untold and hidden stories of history. Like this video if you think his true story deserves to be remembered. And share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Guy Fawkes was a villain or a visionary? By subscribing, liking, and sharing, you're helping us bring these hidden stories back into the light, where they belong.